Today, let's go over some stretches that you can do after you get done with a strength workout or after you get done with a mountain bike ride. The first one we're going to be doing, lay on your back and you're going to stretch out long. Try to reach your toes and reach your hands up. Really stretch. Let that back arch a little bit, and then you relax. And you're back down, and then you're going to repeat it. Wiggle back and forth, and you're going to hold it. Take some breaths, and then you relax. And you're back down, and then you're going to repeat it. It just feels really, really good because we don't lay on our back that often. I don't. I know I should do it more, but we just don't. And then you relax, and you're back down, and then you're going to repeat it. I'm following one of the mobility exercise or workouts that I have in my app through the Ride Life membership. This is a daily mobility, like maybe 5 to 7 minutes. The next one that you're going to be doing, your hands are going to come behind your thighs, other legs bent to support your back, and you're just going to be reaching this leg long. What this doing is doing a hamstring pump. It's stretching your hamstring, but it also is stretching your sciatic nerve. If you feel like it is too intense, then don't stretch up quite as much. Go a little bit less until you feel the pull, and then come back down. And you're just going to pump that. If you want it to be a little bit more intense, then bring your toes back towards you and reach up. And you should probably feel that extending out into your calf as you reach up. One, because your sciatic nerve, and two, because your head of your gastroc is also attached to the top part of your knee and actually are involved with knee flexion. Now we're going to be rotating towards our hands and knees. And this is kind of like a cat-cow, except for it's mostly focused on the lower part. You are going to be kind of like tucking your tail, or acting like if you had a tail, you're a sad dog, it's kind of tucking up underneath you. Or if you had a bee stinger off of you, you're going to be pointing to the sky and then pointing it down. You kind of just relax and let it point to the sky. You don't have to arch your back to get there. If you notice when I'm doing this, my upper back is not moving, it's staying nice and still. And we're just rolling through this nice and easy. You should feel your lowermost part of your core engaging whenever you're flattening your back. And you may not feel a whole lot else with this, but it's a great motor control exercise. And if you do have any low back stress from your workout or your ride, then this will probably help alleviate it a lot. Next, we're going to do a hip flexor lunge stretch. So most people think about just like bringing forward as far as they can. They arch their low back. What I want you to do is that same posterior pelvic tilt that you just did on your hands and knees. You need that same motion, and then you hold that. If you need a little bit more, you're going to shift forward, and that even of itself might make it where you can feel some tightness here. It does for me right now because it's my workout that I did last night. I had it in some banded mountain climbers, and you're going to do the other side as well. So again, tuck that pelvis underneath if you feel that tightness through there, and then you're going to shift forward a little bit. It's a great exercise to do in this manner because you're getting that core stability on as you're stretching those quadricep muscles and also your hip flexor muscles. Your rectus femoris is the muscle that crosses over your hip, and you are also stretching that when you do this stretch. Next, we're going to do an upper back rotation from our hands and knees. What you want to think about is shifting your butt back, and then you're allowing your arm to be a pivot point around. So if I show you from the front, this is my pivot point. This arm is staying pretty straight, and that allows my chest to rotate more as I reach through. The key part with your butt being a little bit back is that you will flex your low back a little bit. And if you flex your low back, then that's what's called a lumbar lock. And that makes it where you rotate more through your thoracic spine versus your low back. And your thoracic spine is actually what's supposed to be rotating more when you're doing rotational exercises and mobility rotational exercises. But a lot of people will be here and they'll rotate and they'll actually rotate more from their low back when you need to rotate more from your thoracic spine. So here again, you see how that moves that pressure down lower. It doesn't feel very good to me because I've had low back issues. Next, you're going to be doing a sideline quadricep stretch. So one of the things that I like to do with this is that you bring the other leg up as you're stretching the other one down. Same thing goes is that this kind of protects your low back and helps you to keep it stable. And so that's why it's up. And then as you're doing it, you can tell I'm tight right now from my workout. That's spectacular. Well, at least you can see that not everybody's perfect. And you hold that. You can hold it up a little bit more if you want to. You can let it sag down a little bit more if you want to, and that'll get different parts of your quad as you're stretching it too. Also, reaching the knees back as you're going will get, again, that rectus femoris muscle that crosses the hip. And we do both sides of this. Come in, knee comes up. Grab that guy. This side isn't quite as tight. Everybody has a tighter side and a less tight side. Relax. And you'll do it again. Feels good though. I really enjoy this. Good. Next, we're going to move into the downward dog. So we're going to be out here, and then we walk back into the downward dog. Keep our back nice and flat, our shoulders down away from our ears, and our heels down. We're going to feel that nice stretch. We can come out a little bit if you want to feel a little bit more. And then you kind of push back with your arms to get your butt up. Again, keeping those shoulders away from those ears. Hold this. And if it feel like it's bothering some of your sciatic nerve issues or anything like that, then just bend your knees a little bit. And you can also rock your hips forward a little bit. Or even instead of holding for the 15 seconds, you kind of go back and forth with it. Well, that wraps up our stretch session. Hope you followed the different cues that I gave and hope it was good for getting you moving after you did your strength session. If you are interested in adding more of these mobility exercises, workouts to your program, you can check out the link below. My membership's $25 a month and has all of these things, different mobility things that you can do each day, 5 to 8 minutes, super easy to add in. If you like this video, I'd love to know more down below in the comments, and if you enjoyed watching it and kind of following along. If you did, I may do more of these. Bye, y'all.